Welcome to another edition of Mama's Gone Wild. I'm Nikki Woods.
I'm Mary Boyce.
And we are continuing with our transition to spring. And so we've already got a lot of questions for you. We've been talking about this, so we are ready.
Well, great, I'm excited.
We've got Miss Pekela Riley, who is a celebrity stylist and also a salon owner. So we are thrilled to have you. And we are talking makeup and hair, like what consumes 90% of our time and thoughts, trying to make sure that we've got it right. How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to join you guys this morning.
We are glad to have you. Now, I heard you were responsible for Chrisette Michelle's short honey blonde do. That was you?
Yes, I got a chance to style Chrisette for a concert here, and it was such an honor. And everybody, it was right when everybody was getting ready to consider their big chop. So
right.
She certainly encouraged a lot of women to follow through.
Were you intimidated at all? I mean, I know you do celebrities, but is that a lot of pressure?
It can be, but at the end of the day, you just realize, they're just people, and you really just connect with, what they want. It's sort of like the same thing as if I were doing your style, connect with what your needs are and what works best for you, and then try to marry it to their music. So with celebrities, you do try to stick with their brand or what they're trying to brand, and but overall, it's really you're just dealing with people.
So let's talk about, I guess, the new trends for makeup and hair. What are like the hot things going? What should we be thinking about when we're thinking about maybe changing our hair or updating our makeup case? What are the trends for this spring?
Some of the makeup trends are really dealing with polishes. They're quick changes that you can incorporate the neon and color trends in that you can play with. We have your greens and your blues and your neons.
Oh, look at the yellow. That's pretty, yeah.
You're seeing a lot of colors like this for spring, and you're seeing them on the nails, on your manis and your petties, and you give it a pop of color. You don't have to commit to it. You don't have to be head to toe in neon wardrobe. You can do it with your makeup and your nail coloring.
So let me ask you a question, though, because, I mean, as women get older, I mean, some of us try to hold on to something that may have been hot. Like, is this a trend that you would see as you get into your late 30s, early 40s, going into your 50s? Is neon color in your hair still acceptable?
No, neon color, certainly you want it to be age appropriate, just like the feather, you don't want to see feathers anyways unless they're in middle school.
Right.
Certainly at a certain age you don't want to, have neon in your hair, but these are ways to incorporate elements of the trend. I think that as we age, we have to focus on elements of a trend versus trying to be totally in trend. So, for example, I would not put on the green lipstick per se, and that sort of gives you the look of eating bad candy.
Right.
But maybe I would try that green or blue on my toes or my nails to try out those colors and incorporate the trend into my style versus being immersed into the trend, which could be really inappropriate for at a certain age.
Right. So you talked about some things that have to go away. What are some of those trends that we got to get rid of?
Be gentle.
Right. Like we check out.
Yeah. Right.
Well, just as I said, these are really beautiful colors to incorporate for your spring look. You definitely want to get rid of the trend of these shades in lipstick. I think we all saw the blue and the green lipsticks, and I think they've kind of run their course. And for the male counterpart, it's really not that flattering. Taking an unofficial poll, another trend that we want to see go away right away is the glittery lips or the applique lips types of things. Those things are really not that flattering. Again, you can play with all of those patterns, textures, and different variations of colors on with your mani and your petty.
So what about, and we talked about as we get older, but what are some things, like I've heard, maybe they're myths or maybe they're not, but I've heard like as you age, maybe your hair length should go shorter because it's more flattering, and you need to wear less makeup because like foundation tends to cake if your skin starts to wrinkle a little bit. What are some of the myths about aging and makeup and hair?
Well, because aging is really, our aging process is just 70% of it is based on our diet and exercise. Only 30% of it really is genetic. So that's going to be individual. certainly if you're taking care of yourself and you're in shape, you're going to have more range. You're not going to be stuck to hard, fast guidelines in regards to your look, because we may not be able to tell your age. But ideally, when you age, you do want to kind of play with layering and things that sort of lighten the hair and not pull the face downward. So it doesn't mean you have to go into a drastic cut, but if you have long hair, you may not have to sacrifice that and go to a short cut, but layering it out will give it some lift and some air and light around the face.
Gotcha. And makeup, are there colors we should stay away from as we get older, or?
Yeah, definitely bold and harsh colors. Things, your bold blues, your bold greens. You want to go into more soft, earthy tones, things that kind of emit a glow. Your bronzers.
Yeah.
Use bronzers for brushes, not the little apple red cheeky anymore, but just bronze it out just to kind of, create the feel and the look of youth with a glow. And so the makeup should begin to take on that look, more of a glow, more of a youthful look.
What about like eyebrows and eyelashes? Anything new or different with those?
Well, there's the current trend now is everybody's coming away. We saw people getting the eyelash extensions, and at one point they really got too heavy. Everybody was walking around looking fantasy. Fantasy. But now the lashes are more light because we want to see the eye. We want to enhance the eye, not darken the eye or create a shadow underneath. So the trend in eyelashes is to lighten up. Let's be more natural with the eyes. And the big gunky lashes are kind of old. Also, too, we've seen that a lot, the over animation of the brow. And one of my assistants described it as the Nike check. The Nike check brow is gone.
It was funny how you lifted your eye.
That's a good one.
Yes. Good.
The Nike check brow is gone. The softer brow is more of the trend. A fuller brow. You don't want to bring your brow down too thin because that actually ages you. You don't want to walk around looking surprised all the day. But a softer arch to the eye, a fuller brow actually conveys youth. So a fuller brow conveys youth. So we're going softer and fuller and less defined on the brows, and certainly lighter on the lashes.
Have you ever said no to somebody? Like somebody would come into your salon and they want something done to their hair, and have you ever said absolutely I will not be responsible for that?
Oh, absolutely. I own Salon PK here in Jacksonville, and I feel very proud that we've made a name for ourselves, and so I'm here to definitely provide service for them, but you don't want to ruin your name with just doing anything. And then also too, I feel accountable to, you come to me as a professional, so I definitely want to create a look that's best for you. And sometimes what a client may feel is the best look or have an ideal of what they think the best look is, I sort of share with them why. Not only do it's not about shooting it down, but I share with them why. Is it the face shape? Is it, the maintenance? Is it going to be too brittle or harsh for the hair? So I try to incorporate why.
All right. So how can people find out more information about you and get some more beauty tips and learn more about the trends for spring?
Okay, certainly. You guys can reach me at the Look the Life blog. Basically, it's a beauty and hair and lifestyle blog, and I share about all of beauty, hair, and fashion tips, and we give a lifestyle perspective, but it's the lookthelifeblog.com, and the products that we speak of and give you advice and tips on, you're able to access directly on the blog. You can also find us on Instagram at The Look the Life and Hair Fashion Pro.
Thank you, Miss Pekela Riley, and thank you for joining us for another edition of Mama's Gone Wild. I'm Nikki Woods.
I'm Mary Boyce. Follow me on Twitter at what's my Twitter? M Flowers Boyce at M Flowers Boyce.
Yes.
And Nikki at Nikki Woods. Stay wise.